Hi, my name is Tanaya Fiello from Tanaya's Truth Talk, and here today we are with a local R&B artist by the name of Boz Poon. Boz is very well known throughout Canada and in Asia as well, and we're here to discuss more about Boz's life story and his testimony. So, welcome to the show, Boz.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Boz, you know, you and I go back and we know each other quite well. We go to the same church, and I've just been amazed by the work you're doing and how you're reaching out to the public through your hip hop music. But before we get into that, can you tell me about your past? Because I do know that it is quite a past, and you've been to prison and so forth. So can you tell me what's happened and led you there?
Well, I go way back.
Okay.
Well, it has to start when I first came to Canada. I have a hard time fitting into this whole new culture. So back in high school, let's make the long story short, I met some negative peers, and then they're into like gang activities and parties and stuff. So that is when I started to, should I say, going a little wild.
Right.
Like, you know, doing all the partying every weekend or maybe even weekdays. Try a lot of stuff too, you know, like weed, ecstasy, all those kind of stuff. Alcohol, those are like nothing.
You were doing that, and were you dealing it?
No, I'm not really dealing with it, but I was having fun with my friends.
Right.
Getting more and more popular in the city and stuff like that.
Right.
Which led me into a not so good path. I came from a really, middle class family, a well family. My mom and dad, they loved me.
Very good people.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was like from a straight A student, going wild partying and going to not so good in school anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
So what had happened? You know, I know that you had gotten yourself into a little bit of trouble. You were involved with some, criminal activity that led you to prison.
Yeah.
So can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Yeah, totally I can. So back in, 6-7 years ago,
right,
while I was pursuing a music career, all these friends that I made back in high school, they never want to let you go. So they come to me, from time to time, and I felt obligated to help them out because they kind of, protected me from high school.
Right.
And kind of like be my friends when I was a loner, when nobody's want to talk to me.
So you've experienced what a lot of immigrants experience today when they go to high school, is the difficult time of trying to fit in.
Exactly.
So would you say that some of the path, the ways that led you down that path was because you were trying to fit in, but you got involved with the wrong people, as many kids do today?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And not just immigrants, like any teenagers.
Right.
Or any youngster that want to fit in.
Right, right.
Yeah, and it can be really dangerous.
Right.
Because they just want acceptance. And whoever accepts them, they would just fall all in.
Right. So what happened? What happened that led you to prison? Because it's quite an amazing story.
Oh, wow. It's quite a crazy story, actually.
Yeah.
I was so involved in music production back then. I used to live in Coquitlam, BC. And then I have to go to downtown and Richmond to record almost every single day. So my parents, they were like, why don't we just move to Richmond? And it's closer to everything else. It's easier for you. So we did. We moved to Richmond. And then we have a house in Coquitlam that was on sale.
Right.
And my high school friends, these gangster buddies, they saw the house and they wanted to borrow it. And next, one thing led to the other.
They wanted to borrow the house.
Yeah, they want to use the house.
For?
Illegal stuff.
Okay, yeah.
So one thing led to the other, one thing led to the other. Didn't know how to say no. So many things happened in my life all at once. I was dealing with record labels in Taiwan and stuff like that with my hip hop crew.
Right.
Here and so next thing you know, they were into a kidnapping.
A kidnapping
incident, and we all got busted, and
And this was, the kidnapping was involved using your parents' house.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that must have been a hard hit on your parents, being in the Asian culture.
Oh yeah. No doubt.
that wasn't easy. So you ended up actually going to prison, and I believe it was a 12-year sentence that you got.
It was a 12-year sentence.
12-year sentence.
12
so, and how old were you at the time that this happened, Boz?
Wow. I believe I was 22. I was on
22.
trial for 2 years.
So you would have been out by the time you're, well, 36 then, with a
36,
2-year trial.
Yeah.
Your youngest, best year is done. So you went to prison. Were you in maximum security prison?
Yeah, maximum, medium, and for the last couple months.
What
got
was
down
your
to a
experience like in prison?
minimum. Wow, it is something else. Have you guys ever watched the TV show Prison Break?
Yes.
Well, I have to say they did their research pretty well.
Wow.
Well, of course, like in a TV series, sometimes they
Yes.
dramatically describe the different issues. But you
Right.
know what? But it's really true. Like, it's a different world. That's how I can put it. It's
Yeah.
a different world than what I was living in. guess.
I was just visiting somebody in the prison the other day, and they were saying, Tanaya, it's like your own little city.
Oh,
in
it
here.
is.
It's
It
like
was,
a whole
yeah.
new world, hey?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what type of things did you experience in prison?
I just felt like I was when I first entered to a prison. I was a foreigner there. I know nobody there. I don't know the rules there.
Oh, yeah.
And then they have two set of rules, like one from the CCSC, which is the Correctional Service Canada.
Right.
One rule is from the population,
inmates,
right? So
yeah.
in
Which
order to
ones do you follow?
survive,
Yeah.
you have to find the right balance.
That's right, and that must not be easy because you want to survive amongst all the criminals, but then by obeying the rules.
yeah.
But then if you do that, you're kind of an outcast in the prison
Yeah.
sector, right?
Yeah.
So how did you work around that and get by without getting hurt or anything in prison?
Right. You know what? It's kind of funny. Before I entered to that world, I
Right.
thought that all prisoners, they're all scumbags. They're all like low of the lowest, and I didn't want to deal with any of them
Wow.
until I personally become one,
Yes.
and then everything just changed. Everything just changed, and when I started to talk to people in there,
Yes.
we can call them inmates, or sometimes I call them my brothers,
Right.
because some of them are.
Even till
or
this
were,
day.
even to this day.
Wow.
I find that there are people like myself with good brought up, with good education, just because of one stupid
One mistake can change your whole entire life.
and it can happen anytime, anywhere,
Wow.
just like that.
Wrong
Anyone
place,
can end up in
wrong
prison.
time, hey? I've seen that happen so many
Yeah.
times to men that I talk to in prison. And it just goes to show it doesn't matter where you've come from. I had that perception in the past too, where people that were in prison all came from bad homes and they weren't good people.
That's
but
not
now
true.
that I do prison ministry, I see
Yeah.
sometimes you can just make a simple mistake and it can just change the course of your own entire life.
Exactly.
But I guess what happened in this case is God never did let any of that go to waste, did he?
Exactly.
So
Amen.
tell us a little bit more about what the pivotal turn was and building up to that, on what led you to finding faith in prison.
Absolutely. Well, I guess you never know what you got until it's gone. So until everything is all gone in my
Your
life,
freedom was
like
gone, your
everything, not just
rights,
freedom,
everything.
like freedom, family, career,
Oh.
love, romance.
And
like-
you had quite an exciting hip hop career coming. From my understanding, you had received several awards back in Asia
Yeah.
for your rapping talents.
Yeah.
Wow. So it was just all gone, all
All
wiped out,
gone,
and you're
all
thinking, I'm
gone,
in prison
yeah.
for 12 years, and where's
Yeah.
my life going?
Actually, it's kind of funny. Right at my trial, I was on a 2 years trial right here in Vancouver City.
Right.
My hip hop crew syndicate, we were like kind of like the Chinese version of Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah?
EMI Music Taiwan was actually offering us a record deal.
Right. Wow.
And while I was on my trial, they all went to Taipei to talk about the contract. While I was sitting right here, talking the contract with them over the phone conference call.
Right.
While I have to go to the court every single day.
Oh, my
so that
goodness.
was crazy.
And keeping your fingers crossed so you don't get convicted, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
But,
what was a pivotal turn in prison? What made you just get a hold of God?
I do have a Christian's background,
Oh, okay.
but I never have a relationship with God. It's just kind of a thing that I'm born with. I was born as a Catholic. Like,
Right.
everything is really ritual. You go to church, you go to mass.
So hold your thought right there because
Okay.
this is just getting to the juicy stuff. So I want to get into this into the next segment.
Okay, all right.
So we are here with Boz Poon, a local R&B hip hop artist, and we ask you to come back after the commercial break because he's got an exciting testimony to tell you and share with you.
Can you please tell me, please tell me, yeah, where will you be? 多次感動嘅場面，千次喺個腦裏面，好想知道到底而家你行緊去邊？再次希望你出現，一次喺我嘅眼前，萬次喺個心裏邊，好想知道究竟你嘅將來會係點？聽得到嗎？睇得到嗎？摸得到嗎？明白前面要行嘅路嗎？想像到嗎？領會到嗎？感受到嗎？覺得生命存在意義嗎 ？Don't know which way you wanna go, but hey, never forsake your soul. There's only one thing I think you should know. Live forever is the only way to go. 我想知道你去邊度，我想知道你會去邊度，我想知道你喺邊度，我想知道你會去邊度。